everything that's going on in the world right now, the like 10 teams that were coming this summer, or 8 teams, are most of them are no longer coming, obviously. And so what it did was made us start thinking of creative ways that we can still connect with the church in the rest of the world. Because the work and witness, this is a definition right out of the manual. It says work and witness is an opportunity for individuals, families, churches, districts, and colleges to take part in missions and for the body of Christ to connect globally. And when we can't do that, we all lose out. We lose out by being blessed by connecting with churches in the rest of the world, and the rest of the world lose out by not being able to connect with what God's doing here. And so we don't want that to stop just because we can't travel. This participation in the global church happens through projects, and in work and witness, many times those projects focus on instruction or evangelism or compassionate ministries or education, or really any combination of these ministries or anything that support the work of what God is doing in your local churches or in the local churches in the areas that we're in. And so one of the things that we started looking at was, what are the obstacles for participation? And we've kind of looked at it before, but not as much because we had people coming. But some of the obstacles that people often give for not participating. And as we share this stuff with you, this isn't, please remember, work and witness is not just from the US or from Korea coming to Southeast Asia. This is something that we can do from Myanmar to Myanmar, from Thailand to Thailand, from Thailand to Myanmar, from Thailand to Cambodia. We can participate in this. And these are obstacles that prevent our churches locally from participating sometimes as well, because most of us can't afford to take a trip. And that is the number one thing that prevents churches in the US even from taking a work and witness trip. There are thousands of churches that have never participated in missions in this way because they can't afford to. COVID-19 has brought it to the surface, made it so no one can travel. But often there are older people in churches who can't travel because of health concerns. And so does that mean that they don't get to participate in the mission of God? It shouldn't. They should still be able to participate, even if they can't come here. And then there are some countries and some individuals who have a difficult time coming on work and witness trips or participating in global missions because of government restrictions. They're in creative access areas, they can't get visas, and for whatever reason, then they don't participate in global missions because of these obstacles. And so one of the things that we thought of was the idea of virtual work and witness, as everybody's connecting online. And virtual work and witness pretty much overcomes most of the obstacles that would prevent participation in global mission.
And I want to say, just to start off, a virtual work and witness is not a replacement for physical work and witness trips. It's in addition to. So once people are able to travel and they can come, that will still happen, but this is in the meantime, and hopefully this will actually continue and be able to service maybe some of the smaller churches or other groups that wouldn't be able to connect with us otherwise.
Yeah, we've already been really excited to see churches that have never participated in work and witness emailing to ask us what this is, because even when life gets back to normal and people can take trips, like we said, there are thousands of churches all over the world who couldn't do it because of the cost or different things, and hoping that they'll be able to. This is another we can connect the church globally. So virtual work and witness is in many ways similar and works just the same way regular work and witness does. Teams still would go online and choose a project, and those projects come from local churches and districts. As missionaries and as fields, we actually can't just make up projects. They have to be things that the district says. We can give you suggestions, but projects have to come. It needs to be ministries that you're doing. We don't just do stuff and make it up. We want to come alongside and support the work that you're doing. And so, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But if you have project ideas, talk to your DS. If you have questions, we know how the process works. So you're welcome to send us emails and we can tell you how to go through the proper process to get a project on the site, on the website, so that teams could consider it, because it has to be approved by your district. And then it comes through the field and the region and global missions. But if you're interested about that, just send me an email. But teams still choose from those online approved projects. They contact us, and then we contact districts to find out if what might work, what dates might work for it. And we talk with our field team to find trained missionary hosts, because according with Work and Witness, again, from the Global Work and Witness Handbook, all teams need somebody on the ground to be with them. We don't just have teams and we turn a team loose here to do something on their own. They need a trained missionary host with them. That missionary, actually, they suggest that it's from the same country as the team, because it works best.
If possible.
And we want to do the same thing with virtual Work and Witness. Even though it's online, they'll still have a missionary host to help bridge that gap and do some translation and help them have a positive experience. And together, teams and hosts and the locals agree on times that we can meet. So in many ways, we're modeling it after a regular Work and Witness. We don't want it to be some simple, easy. It's not so hey, tomorrow let's have a video chat with the church and say we did Work and Witness. No. So we're not going to give you the full picture of what it is now.
So just to give you just a brief, we do have a full curriculum for the teams. There's a whole plan that they can go through, but we wanted to give you guys a brief, as our team, ways that you can participate. And if you have more questions at the end, then we can sort of fill in the ideas.
Yeah, and we'll finish up here pretty quick so you can ask questions, and even you probably have some ideas we haven't thought of. But we're actually have been working with Global NMI. In July, there'll be sort of a virtual Work and Witness teaser that comes out in the Global NMI materials to kind of whet everybody's appetite and show them what this could be. And then in September, they're shooting for doing a full, those SDMI materials that they send out globally. One of those full lessons is possibly in the fall going to be completely devoted to virtual Work and Witness, where there'll be a full curriculum, which will be really neat. But in order to really do a good job, that's part of why we have to do it as a team. There's no way we can do all this stuff on our own. And we don't necessarily want to, because it benefits each of us and each of us can connect, and it's really a lot of fun, and we don't want to take all the fun. So, so how can you participate? Different ways. So some of the things, as a team comes and does this, some of the tourism things they would do, we're making videos. So it might be a 15-minute tour of a Watt, telling about some different things and showing them, and they could get to know you in the little video. Most of the videos, they work best if they're less than 5 minutes. So some of the videos we've already made that will be released in the July curriculum is one of the teams that came here 2 summers ago and went out to Karat, learned a fun Thai children's game. And in all of these lessons, there are supposed to be activities for adults, for youth, and for children. So the children's activity, I emailed Caleb, my son, and he got together some of the people that had come here a couple summers ago, and they shot a video teaching children how to play this game that they learned in Thailand. And then Duan out in Karat actually filmed the kids last week playing the game, and they sent me this video footage, and I made a 3-minute video of how to play this Thai game. And that will be included in the lesson. So it's a super fun, simple, short video.
We need videos of teaching people common phrases.
Yeah.
Like say hello and thank you, and sharing things about the different cultures that we have in Southeast Asia, so that when we have these virtual Work and Witness teams, they can get a taste of the culture and also meet our team in the process. So they're actually getting to see the people who are over here ministering and working, as well as learn something new about the culture.
Yeah, and the Terrence and Ingrid made a how to make Thai tea video with Pastor Lamb's daughter-in-law across the street. I mean, just fun, any fun little thing. But yeah, if you're interested in, I think Joel and Marvel are making, anyway, if you're interested, if you have a good idea for a video, let us know, or a tour. And again, most of the videos, and the global people have asked us that most of them be less than 5 minutes because it's quick and easy and simple to watch. There will be some longer, but really, those are really effective and can be used in conjunction with a Bible study. So if you're interested in hosting some of these teams, either virtually or even in person, let us know. If you can be a translator, that's hugely helpful. And also spread the word. It doesn't just, and spread the word that they can do this with other world areas. They don't just have to do it with us. So the Mesoamerica region has actually contacted us for some of the material as well. And nothing that I'm sharing, we don't care if you tell them it came from us, share it all you want. Tell everybody they can use it. We want to offer ways for the church to connect globally. So the last little piece is what do they actually do when they come here?
So during the trip, what a site or a project area could expect is 2 to 4 video type calls with the team. And during those calls, they will pray together, worship together, share testimonies, and then they'll also share project progress. So these teams are going to be actually raising funds, just like they would if they were going to come here. And the difference is they won't actually get to do the work. So we will be hiring locals or asking the churches to do the work. And so part of the responsibility of the host or the mission area is that they will be making sure that the project gets done and sharing that progress with the team. And they're basically connecting with a church in other world areas, going to pray with them, pray for them. They're going to pray for each other. They're going to get to know each other, learn about each other, and grow together as they serve. And then hopefully, and this happens with almost every work and witness teams, the people are going to connect on Facebook or in other social media ways, and they're going to continue to stay connected and continue to pray for one another. And in this way, we'll just have more prayer covering for our areas. One of the things I wanted to share is that we aim for trips that the project types that we have vary wildly, from big construction projects all the way down to prayer walks. And we've done English camps and soccer camps and just a variety of things. So there's a wide range of ministries that support what's going on here. But we want to make sure that you understand that these are ministries that support or give a boost to what's already happening on the field and that help the growth of the church, not something that someone does and then leaves and then that's the end of it, but something that can help what is happening continue or grow further.
And all of these trips, even a virtual trip, there is a commitment. It's about a 2 to 3 week commitment to connect with a team on a regular basis. It's not hey, I get to have a phone call one day. There's still a commitment because we want real connection to happen as much as possible. Because one of the things that we do know, some of the people that do virtual trips, it's the beginning of some of those people may actually come visit. And how cool would it be if you've been connecting virtually and then come visit us or we go visit them? So anyway, that's kind of just a really super quick, brief overview. Does anybody have any questions or anything?
Thank you.
Oh,
Question?
I'm done. What else?
Hey, Kevin, with a traditional work and witness, people from one culture come to visit a new culture. But with the virtual work and witness, it seems like it would open up the possibility for both cultures exchanging more equally.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's one of the
Are
things
you-
we love
Will
about it.
will the churches over in whatever country they're coming from, Australia or Philippines or wherever, will those churches also be making videos to tell the people in Southeast Asia what their world is like? Or
Yes, so there's about the requirements for a U.S. team to participate or a team in another world area. That's a lot of the curriculum that Jenny's writing that I'm looking at to make sure it looks pretty. um, a lot of that curriculum, there's about 1 to 2 months preparation on behalf of the team before we allow them to engage with a culture here, because they have to get things prepared. They have lessons they have to do. And yes, so they can make videos. They do things to prepare so that they can share their culture as well.
That is a great idea, and something that we need to develop more. We had been thinking about it more on our side to start off with. But certainly, yeah, that's a really, really fantastic idea. We definitely were thinking of things like, one of the things, for instance, is swap recipes, so that a Thai recipe would go to the US and maybe a US recipe would go to Thailand, and they would both attempt to cook that food and maybe,
Would they give a video? Make it by video. Make it on with pictures.
Make it on a video and watch each other. So there are the fun things that we can do to connect this way are really limited only by our own imaginations.
And one of the things, even with the Zoom A stuff that's been going on too, one of the things, often we want people to have opportunities to develop and share their testimony. And this is a great way to do it, because they can do it and it feels like you're doing it on video sort of, but it gives people an excuse to practice and polish their testimony, because this week I'm going to share it with the church just as a.
And it's, when I say giving testimonies, it's also giving, for instance, if we're connecting with a church in Myanmar, it's giving a person in Myanmar the opportunity to share their testimony as well, and present that to the people in the U.S. Not just the other country coming in and giving their testimony, but a sharing of what God is doing here in our church, what God has done in my life. Just really. And those can be really powerful, particularly for some of the university teams that we tend to have. Not all of the kids who come from our Nazarene universities are Nazarenes, even necessarily strong believers. So trips like this and encounters with believers from other countries can be really powerful in their lives. So this gives both of us an opportunity to work and to share together and to have an impact to be one church, basically.